This is Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity. Okay, we are here chatting with the spirit of Yovara, learning about the non-existence of the gods and such. Let's continue the conversation.
If all our common threads are spun from a lie, what's left to bind us together?
She looks up at Kanarua.
Don't look to me. Perhaps nothing binds us. Rauatai tears itself in two, clutching after truth. And I wish I could have sated my hunger for truth in the halls of the Lore College.
Kana shakes his head. But what if there is no truth? So basically everybody here is going to find out that their whole life has been a lie, and everything they've stood for and believed in. That's awesome. Magnets bind us together. Yes.
What if even mastery over all things cannot answer the most basic of questions?
She considers Pallegina.
I stopped asking those questions long ago. It is enough to care for those we love with the time we have in this life.
That's a pretty good point of view. I'm with that.
What if the cycle of birth and death is nothing more than a tool of endless preoccupation?
Okay, I don't really know what she means there. I mean, even if it is just a tool of endless preoccupation on a cosmic level, or ultimately, or in an absolute sense, it still matters a whole hell of a lot to us mortals within the context of our mortal lives, our limited perspectives as human beings. She faces the grieving mother directly, seeming to see her as she does everyone else. Oh, that's right, because people can't see grieving mother. Well, they don't really see what she actually looks like. They see like some vision of a peasant woman or something. The grieving mother returns Yovara's gaze, nodding her head almost imperceptibly. For a moment, all is silent. Yovara nods back, seemingly moved by some unspoken understanding. Hey, you guys, don't fucking telepath with each other here while the rest of us, aren't privy to it. That's rude. Poseidon says, hey, check the human privilege. She looks at the Devil of Karak, whose eyes gleam coldly in the pale glow. I love that they went back and added content in for the expansion companions here in this, which was obviously created before the expansion companions existed.
What if your body is destined to outlive your purpose?
Oh.
And keep me caged up? Like you? I ain't gonna let my soul go to rot in this thing.
Yeah. She's got people to jib. Her purpose is causing my enemies to explode into a fucking shower of blood and guts. That's her purpose. Let's not overcomplicate things here.
You may have little choice in the matter, but as to your purpose, that choice is yours.
So rude when people telepathically write in front of people who can't understand the language. I know, right? You feel the weight of Yovara's translucent eyes upon your soul. What if we can be assured of nothing? That's how I feel. We can be assured of nothing could pretty much be written right down as my life philosophy. We can't be assured of anything, in my opinion. So, let's see. All we can do is endure. We'll do the Dakon answer from Planescape Torment. Endure. In enduring, grow strong. The only value is in the things we create ourselves. We best build our own strength so we can bear it. Then only when we cease to exist as beings can peace be found. That's probably true. Then it is the questions that have always posed more value than their answers. Oh, I like that one. The fewer people who realize that, the better. No, I don't think that's good. All we can do is endure. I kind of agree with number 4 and number 3 and number 1. Well, I don't really completely agree with number 1 either. I mostly agree with 3 and 4. What does Katie agree with, though? Like, my answer, and I guess Seraphina's answer probably, would be number 4. Because she's more of a philosopher. As a cipher, she's kind of like an animator. But yeah, number 3 is pretty Buddhist, yes. And also fits a lot with my beliefs. Such as they are. I don't really have beliefs. I just have ideas that I like more than other ideas at the moment. But what's Katie's answer? Katie's answer would be either number 2 or number 6. I'm thinking number 2. Then we had best build our own strength so we can bear it.
Yet strength is not given, but earned, and always in proportion to its cost. What will you sacrifice for yours, and who will pay the toll?
All the enemies I jib will pay the toll.
I ask these things not to trouble you, but to show why they must be confronted. No answer is simple, but somewhere between them all lies a truth so beautiful, not even a god could conceive it. Do we not owe ourselves a chance to find our part in it?
Alright, this is starting to remind me of Planescape Torment now, as we're busting out into the deep levels of philosophy here. Guevara sees something in your expression and shifts tone. Oh, I like this answer. A fabricated reason is better than none at all. I definitely do not agree with that. I don't think it makes much difference either way. Okay, so number 1 is my answer, and would be Seraphina's answer as well. But I think Katie's answer is number 3. She's not much of a philosopher, really. The crew of my ship... the crew of my ship in Sunless Sea will pay the toll. I like this line. Even without assurances, there is still truth. That's a cool line. And I like it. It rings true to me. It resonates with me, as some might say, if they're from California. Number 3, though. I don't think it makes much difference either way. Yeah, number 3 is definitely Katie.
I often wonder that myself. If things had gone differently, if the world had taken my faith instead of the Anguithin's faith, would it truly be what I had envisioned?
No, either way, the world would be fucked. People would continue to be fucked and do fucked things and fuck everything up, and it would all be shitty. No matter what the beliefs people had. Because people don't really act on their beliefs. People act according to their instincts and according to their base nature and according to their emotions and according to their needs. They don't act on their beliefs. So no matter what belief system the world has, it's still gonna be fucked. So don't even trip. You didn't actually doom the world. The world was gonna be screwed anyway.
I've been alone here with my thoughts for so long now. I've found peace with my failures and with my punishment. I no longer curse fate for what might have been. But there is one thing that has clawed and scraped at my mind all these years. One thing that will not be put to rest until I know. Until I understand.
And what is that? For the first time, hints of doubt trace her serene visage. I'll answer it for you, Yovara. Don't even trip.
I need to know why you chose to remain with the Inquisition, even after you'd learned the truth. Do you remember?
Well, no, it was like a shitload of lifetimes ago. How the fuck would I remember? Oh, wait. As she asked, the memory springs to your mind immediately, as though it had just happened. Okay, I do remember, apparently. The life of man is nasty, brutish, and short, also filled with social media posting and Pokemon Go. I don't get how all these people are fascinated with Pokemon. It just doesn't really... I mean, I understand people like different things than I like, and that's fine. but it's really not my thing. She believes in the Maker, that's why she stayed in the Inquisition. Oh, you're making a Dragon Age reference now. Alright, let's see. Teachings were a threat to all I believed in. I resented you. I wanted to please the gods. I was mad at you because I made you that mixtape and you never even listened to it, not a single time. Spent hours on that mixtape. Wanted to please the gods. Your capture brought me glory. I was afraid of what Theos might do to me if I didn't agree to do it. I don't think I had a reason, I just did it. I don't really like any of these answers very much. Sada says, plus I lent you my LP records and they were all scratched. I just couldn't see the point in another day when no one would listen to a word I'd say. I don't like any of these very much, but Katie's just gonna say, I don't think I had a reason. I just did it.
All these years thinking about it, I don't think I ever imagined you did it without cause. This changes things.
Well, good, I guess?
Good. Good. The things I taught, the things I believed, I needed to hear that. I needed to know it wasn't because...
Yovara blinks as though awakening from some frightful dream. Because what? I needed to know it wasn't because, after everything you'd learned, you'd still rather believe in a lie. If that is the conclusion people reach once they know everything, then my purpose has been a mistake. I got bad news for you, Yovara. That is the conclusion people reach. People like to believe a lie. It's comforting. You're not going to convince them otherwise. Bad news for you. That's human nature. We are creatures exceptionally capable of deluding ourselves. Did my opinion matter so much to you?
Of all that I loved you for, it was your righteousness most of all.
I get that all the time.
You had heard both sides, seen everything. If not you, then who?
You're never going to be able to convince anyone of anything, everyone of anything, true or not. There will always be dissent. That's for sure.
I expected dissent, but I needed to know that true faith would prevail. Perhaps I've been wrong to place so much importance on one person's actions. It was all I could do to feel like there was an answer.
But I mean, what true faith, Yovara? What true faith was she even preaching? What did she want them to have faith in? All she was doing was debunking, essentially. Saying, yo, you know this religion with the gods and stuff? It's fake. It's all fake. So, have true faith with me, though. In nothing. I mean, unless she had an answer to replace the answer that the people already had. I can't imagine people flocking to that.
Even knowing what you've told me, some part of me knows it doesn't truly answer what I wished to know, nor will an eternity of silent contemplation. I will have only my guesses and suspicions, and that will have to do.
That's all that any of us have. No one will ever truly answer what they wish to know. That's not how it works. It's just not. The questions are more important than the answers. Because ultimately the questions are all we have. Hey guys, this week we're going to be seeing whether or not your entire existence has been a lie. That would be a hell of an episode of Mythbusters indeed.
And what of your understanding of our past? Are you at ease with the choice you made?
No, the choice I made was terrible. Alright, that's 100% Seraphina's answer. I think Katie's answer is number 3. It wasn't me who made that choice. I bear no responsibility for it. Which is true.
At first I thought this might be the source of your soul's anguish, but now I see I was mistaken. You are not divided on this matter. You have put it behind you. It is with Theos that your agony lies, in sun and shadow. Your questions are not for me, but for him. And it may be that only an answer from the mouth of Theos himself will satisfy your needs.
Watching Theos get jibbed will probably satisfy my needs just fine.
Yet if there is anything I can tell you that would be of use, ask and you shall know.
Okay, good. I like asking questions. I was granted some kind of ability there. That was cool. I like when I'm granted abilities. That makes me happy. Are you bound here until the end of time?
In a matter of speaking. This is Breath Yamen, the court of the penitents. Souls are confined here until they repent. They must beg the forgiveness of a god, pledge their soul to them, and they will be lifted from this place to the world above. In truth, they receive leniency, but not true mercy. The spite of Whitaker is eternal. They linger above, at the site of the old court, and are not permitted to leave the island, forever severed from the cycle.
That seems ridiculously harsh. Ridiculously harsh. Forever severed from the cycle, but forced to just stay trapped forever. That's bad. Wudika's not a nice person. Because, I mean, no, they didn't do anything that bad to deserve that. I mean, just kill them, let them move on to their next life. That's enough of a punishment. Because Watcher powers, yo. Yeah, maybe. Breath Yamen, she said. That's not how I was pronouncing it. Alright. I want to kill Wudika. If Wudika's not a god, but just, you know, like some person with some power or whatever, I want to kill Wudika. Wudika pisses me off.
This prison was full once in the days of the Inquisition. But time weathers all things, even will. I'm the only tenant who remains. Yet, I feel their presence strongly now, as it was in the beginning. You have brought many of them here. They cry out for the judgment of Theos. You have struck some bargain with the gods, then.
Yep. Status says, if his theory of soul amalgamation is right, then Wudika is literally the manifestation of innumerable people to the emotions of justice, revenge, and betrayal. Which, frankly, most of those emotions are bullshit. I mean, ultimately, it comes down to people being butthurt. That seems like a really harsh minimization of people's feelings. When they, like, have been terribly wronged and they want revenge or justice or whatever. And I just characterize it as just them being butthurt. But I mean, really, it is. Get over it, for fuck's sake. The other gods aid me because they want Theos destroyed. I owe them no debt.
They aid you because they would bend you to their own purposes. Engwith built gods from ideals, and an ideal on its own is a grotesque and vicious thing.
Really, an ideal on its own is a grotesque and vicious thing. Now, that's an interesting line. That's something worth pondering. Not some ideals on their own are grotesque and vicious, but any ideal is grotesque and vicious. That is an interesting thought. I can sort of see it. I can sort of see what she's saying there. Because any ideal, when taken to its extreme, to the exclusion of everything else, I mean, it's an ideal. Just the idea of an ideal is that it's the best thing. And that everything that's not that is lesser and should be shunned or avoided or even punished. And no matter what the ideal is, ultimately that's bad because it's denying so much of the multiplicity of human existence. I don't know, I can see it. I can see that in general, ideals are maybe not a great thing when taken to their extreme. It's basically an irrational actor, ultimately. It's like mob mentality, but if that mob could control the world. Yeah, and it ultimately must impose itself on others to exist. Exactly. Exactly, Saito, right.
But these souls, these forgiven the gods have bequeathed you like chattel. They were loyal followers in life. They will be with you to the very end.
I thought they were just gonna carry me down the pit. I really don't need them hanging around after that. Honestly, they can go. Let me ask you about something else. This place, Sun and Shadow, what is it? Wait. Hold on.
In a matter of speaking, this prison was full once, and they ate but these souls.
Maybe I'll ask this. I didn't want to end the conversation.
They were loyal followers.
Sato says, oh cool, you got soul buddies.
They will be with you to the very end.
Why don't you repent? You could be free of this place. If free-ish, you still can't leave the island, and you're still banned from the whole cycle of rebirth forever. I mean, that's not really free.
Last time someone asked me that, I was bound to an iron wheel with a broken spine. There are many things I've come to doubt about the choices I made in life, but that trial was my one moment of certainty, even without a chorus of gods to tell me I had been right.
She gives a faint smile. I completely agree with her. I was asking that question out of pure curiosity and devil's advocate-ness. I actually don't think she should repent, and she shouldn't have repented, and I'm glad she didn't repent. I'm on team no repent.
The gods need to be reminded that we have a spirit, and that spirit is proof against their power. They have the power to manipulate and confuse and ruin us, but not to change our will. I will remain here until the world crumbles and fades from existence, with joy in my heart, knowing I've shown them what they truly are.
Nice. Yeah, I like that defiance. Defiance always makes me happy. Sada says, yeah, she gave Theos' Day Spa a bad Yelp review. Would not recommend. Yeah, so far, from what I've experienced in Braeth Yaman here, this place is not getting a good review on TripAdvisor. Like, you can just give this place a pass. If you're visiting, you know, if you're visiting, like, the Glanfathan area, you're doing the tourist thing, give Braeth Yaman a pass. Alright, so she's willingly staying here till the end of time. She doesn't even want to be free. Because, basically, she's staying here to spite them. She's like, fuck them. Alright, I'm with that, Okay, so, this place, Sun and Shadow, what is it? I could tell you what I believe, but again, it would be no proof. I have only what I have seen, and what others have told me about it. There is only one man who can tell you now, who knows it to a certainty, and you shall face him soon enough. I will leave you to see it for yourself, make your own judgments. Better for your soul that way, I think. Alright. No one can be told what Sun and Shadow is. You have to see it for yourself. So it's basically the Matrix. Got it. How is it you speak Adiran? I speak no language now but the wordless expressions of the spirit. It is through my connection to you that I am able to draw upon your words and form them as my own. Good answer, good answer. Do you know what it is I need from Theos?
I could not say for sure. But you have been to Sun and Shadow before, and it came at a crossroads in your life, when much of what you knew had been upended. I have to believe it will come to you there. Your concerns then were of loyalty and trust and the gods. Everything I told you seemed to send you further into doubt.
It's like poutine pizza, which sounds either great or horrible.
His words mattered to you when you knew him then. After you and I spoke, you went immediately to seek him out. Perhaps you simply sought confirmation from the man you trusted. If something from that time still troubles you, it may be something he told you then, or refused to tell you. He keeps secrets better than any in this world.
Yeah, well, I want to know what it is. Tell me the secret. Why has Theos done all this?
He cares only for the secret he keeps locked away. He destroys anyone who might discover it, no matter their chances.
I mean, presumably the secret is the secret that the gods don't exist, right?
That's why he's always favored Woodica. It isn't in her love of promises or justice. It's her disregard for the rules. Her willingness to do what is necessary. To Theos, she's not a deity, but an ally with which to conspire. When her power waxes, she does as she pleases with this realm, as well as hers. And she wants that secret guarded as much as he.
So, goddess of justice with a disregard for the rules. I hate the hypocrisy there. The hypocrisy! I'm not sure who Michael Biehn is. He's an actor, right? Sounds familiar, but... Alright, so I am not on Team Woodica. We've established that.
If Theos succeeds, there will be a shift in the balance of power among the gods. Woodica was vanquished once, when the other gods decided she had gone too far, and her power diminished. With this infusion, there is no telling what she will do. The only certainty is that there will be chaos in their realm, as well as ours.
See, now she's talking about the gods as though they definitely are a thing that exist. So do the gods exist or don't they, Yovara? So apparently these are actual entities with actual power that actually fight each other and so forth. But they just aren't gods per se, in that they weren't the creators of the world and they didn't pre-exist, that they were created by the Ingwithans. How can I get Theos to tell me what I need to know?
You will not find a more resolute being on all of Eora. There is no offer you could make, nor spell you could cast, nor pain you could inflict that would make him reveal what he hides. But I see you have become a watcher in this life. Perhaps in defeat, when he can no longer defend himself, you might learn something from him.
So I will wrest the information out of his soul with my watcher powers. Sounds good. The guy that played Kyle Reese in Hicks and Aliens. Okay, yeah. I know who you're talking about now. It's time for me to go.
Theos will not wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again.
See, I think you're wrong, Yovara. I think he will definitely wait for me. I think I could fuck around at any amount of time in this place, and when I get down there, he will still be there waiting for me. I think he will wait for me like Triss. Hashtag waiting like Triss. No, I'm not going to say number 1. Definitely not going to say number 2. Definitely not going to say number 3. I got to say number 4 because the other 3 options suck. He's actually Skyping with Triss right now while she waits for Geralt. Then I will waste no more time. Farewell, Yovara. Yovara kind of reminds me of a cross between Dianara from Planescape Torment and Dakon from Planescape Torment. Dianara in particular was obviously an influence on this character and her storyline and her design, I think.
I am grateful you came and found me here, no matter the circumstances. You're not exactly who you once were, I have to remind myself. But seeing you one last time, and remembering what we shared, brief as it was better than anything I dared hope for in this place.
Yeah, it was great for me too. I can practically hear Jennifer Hale right now. I will wait for you in death's halls, my love. Just the scene has the same kind of feeling to it in this moment.
If ever we should meet again, in this life or any other, I hope to find you at peace.
I don't think peace is in the cards for me. I'm not really a peace kind of person. Alright, well that was a very lengthy conversation. Very cool. I love those kind of lengthy conversations in these games. It's like my favorite thing. Where you get all kinds of answers, and there's all kinds of philosophical questions, and character stuff is revealed, and wow, look at this. Now this is a legit pillar of eternity right here. The pillar tugs at your essence. A pulse from the world itself moves through it. I want to know more about the nature of these ungods that obviously have power and influence and desires and motivations and agendas, but which are apparently not gods per se. What's going on here? Oh, more camping supplies. Don't need them. Don't need them yet. Why is it giving me coins? Is there going to be a merchant down here in in Sun and Shadow? Sada says, wow, I think the reason erstwhile Katie didn't stick with her is because she's a real downer. Well, I don't think she was a downer in life back then. Now she's a spirit that's been trapped here for hundreds of years and has absolutely no hope. I mean, of course she's going to be a downer now. I don't think this is what her personality was like back then. She was probably pretty cool. She was probably pretty chill. Really should play Fallout New Vegas sometime. It's got some quality dialogue. I believe that. Of course, it's made by Obsidian. I mean, it's got Chris Avellone writing in it, so of course it's going to be great. Chris Avallone's amazing. But there's so much, like, open world nonsense I have to deal with to get to the good dialogue in that game that I don't know. Oh, Adair wants to talk to me.
Doesn't that just beat all? Here I was, wondering all this time whether all these terrible things were people's fault or the gods. Turns out they might be the same thing.
Yeah, that does just beat all, Adair.
Wonder how things would have gone different 15 years ago if the Raid Sarens had been told their god was made in some forge or kiln someplace. Would we still have gone to war?
I like to think that Adair has this little piece of straw in his mouth, and it's the same one from the beginning of the game. And through all the battles we've gone through, and things we've fallen down into, and things we've been trapped inside, and monsters that have attacked us, and everything that's happened, somehow he has managed to keep that one piece of straw. Not lost it, not had it be destroyed. He's got it. I like to think that. That makes me happy. It's actually rooted into his gums. It's like cybernetically implanted. It's a bionic straw. People were starving, they'd have rebelled. People were starving. They'd have rebelled sooner or later. Yeah, I mean, even without that excuse, they still would have gone to war.
I could see the rebellion still happening, but I don't know that they would have invaded.
Yeah, maybe not. He looks down at the ground, drumming his fingers against his side restlessly. When he speaks again, it seems half to himself.
I don't know.
Tell me more, Matt Mercer.
When Woden left for war, we, had a fight. As brothers will.
His gaze remains low, distant. Adair's throat catches. He takes a slow breath. So what, the last thing you said to him before you never saw him again was probably something mean about what a, like, doofus he was or something? What about?
About him going off to war. He was set on it. My parents warned him. They said you get a new country with every trip across the border, but your god, you only get the one.
Adair looks up at you.
Me? I didn't know who was right. All I knew was I didn't want him to go. It's the same for families as it is for gods. You only get the one.
I don't really think that's true. Adair bites his lower lip. I'm not all that tied to the idea of family anyway. Especially not birth family. Family that you make yourself is different. People that you choose to become a family with, that's a bond that matters, in my opinion. People that you just happen to be born genetically related to or whatever, there's no reason for there to be a real bond there other than just a sense of fucking obligation and social convention that's what happens, that family is a thing. I don't know, that's a pretty cynical and negative viewpoint, I suppose.
I said every vicious thing I could think of, trying to change his mind. He brushed it off. Just got me madder, of course, him being so calm. He said I should come with him, but he'd understand if I didn't want to. I told him he'd better be able to face his god one day and answer for what he'd done. He said he'd keep that in mind. And then, he was gone.
So, in other words, you were mean to your brother before he left and died at war. Probably feels bad about that, Adair. He does.
By the time I'd cooled off, months had passed. One morning it dawns on me that my brother always knew better than me. If he was so sure of what he was doing, then I should be there with him. I packed my things and was on the road that same morning. Of course, what I didn't know then was he'd already changed his mind. By that time, he was dead on that field.
Adair's quiet for a moment. Do you think he went to Widewind because of what you'd said to him?
Crossed my mind. You live in a place like Gilded Vale. You don't have a whole lot else to do other than think about things you don't want to think about. I hope that wasn't it. I hope he went there because it's what he thought was right. But it seems I'm not meant to know.
So if you'd left with him, you'd have known why he changed his mind.
If I'd have left with him, we'd both be dead, so I don't know why I bother thinking about it.
I don't know, maybe you could have protected him. Maybe it's your fault he's dead, Adair!
I found my own way in the end, and it wasn't my brother's and it wasn't my god's. I don't know if it was right. But I couldn't abide what Widewind was doing to his own. God or not.
Yeah, Widewind was a dick. We've established this.
I don't regret it. Whether Widewind was Aothis, well, it hardly seems to matter after what we just heard. And all these questions I've been trying to figure out. I think I just miss my brother.
He shakes his head. He smiles faintly, and when he breathes, the air seems to flow more freely from his lungs. More freely through his lungs. Well, we're probably going to be dead soon, Adair, so don't trip. I think it's fairly clear that Widewind was definitely Aothis, though, because Aothis was the only one who didn't have a constellation, meaning that Aothis is presumably actually dead, which means it really was Widewind that got blown up. I mean, you know, so Widewind I think really was Aothis. I think that's been pretty well proven.
Still one more mess we gotta straighten out. Come on then. I still owe you one.
I would say you have more than paid off your debt to me, Adair. You've been the fucking rock of this party. More individually useful than anyone else. I would say we're good, buddy. We're good.
Secrets whisper here. I shall listen.
Still though, I'm gonna need you to tank some last fights for me, so let's not get too... It's not like you can leave. You know what I'm saying? You can't leave. The only way out is through. You gonna fucking climb back out of here like Batman going up the Lazarus pit? I don't think so. Just let him play with your giant miniature space piglet. It'll make him happy. I do have one of those. I do. I might have actually sold that fucking thing. Or, yeah. I might have actually sold it. So I don't think I actually have it anymore. No, I do. Because it's not worth anything. That's why I didn't sell it. I sold the other pets, a lot of them that had value. This tiny titanic pig has an otherworldly appearance that seems to be at odds with its endearing behavior. It follows you dutifully and requires nothing in return save companionship. I do have some of the pets. I have the black cat and the black hound. The regular piglet. I got the tiny white worm. Oh, I could have sold it. The baby Lagofath. Bog Batling. I don't remember even getting that thing. Oh yeah, I remember it. I just got it in that bog place at the end of the expansion. Alright, let's go down the stairs here. Does anybody else have anything new to say? Probably not. No.
Yes? Perhaps Iovara did not have the final answer you sought. But still, she revealed much.
Kana studies you quietly, his broad shoulders set in a stiff line. The edge of his mouth quirks upward in a pained smile. Yeah, Kana's kind of like the crying on the inside clown, I think. You can see his smile there, but I can see the tracks of his tears. Doo-doo-doo-doot. 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 Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The gods, and all that they have bestowed, just another Ingwithan lie. Kana snorts. I wonder if we have inherited more falsehoods from them than useful truths. Now we suffer for it. New myths, let's tear the old ones down. Gods are cool, we don't wanna... Oh, here's your idea right here, Saito. The gods were born out of mortal ideals. Whatever guidance they can provide, we already possessed. That might be Seraphina's answer right there. Only the weak need lies to comfort them. Yeah, Stoic once again has to be Katie's answer. People will find meaning where they can. Or they won't. I like to imagine Kana's been smiling like that non-stop since you met him, even when he sleeps. Well, his mom told him when he was growing up that if you made that face, his face would stick like that. And she was right. It actually happened. Alright, or they won't. So turns the wheel. Kana nods as if to himself. So be it. Let's go then and see what becomes of all this.
Following your lead.
I wanted to ask you a question.
We're so close to finding answers. I can feel it in my liver. Even the air smells different. There's a kind of weight here to the quiet. Don't you think? I'd call it portentous, only that seems silly.
No, it's pretty portentous. You're right. Do you know anything about this place? Alright, so he doesn't know anything about this place. What about you, Palagine?
Need something?
Nope. She got nothing for me. Devil? Probably not. Nope. Alright, let's go. Kana just called you fat. I don't think he did. Ooh, new loading screen. This might be the last area of the game, which means that might be the last loading screen. We don't know. Could be the final loading screen. It's the final loading screen. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. It's possibly the final loading screen. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. It's the final... It's possibly the final loading screen. Alright, Memories of the Ancients. Search for Theos. The souls given me by the gods have illuminated a path through the darkness of this place. Theos lies somewhere ahead. Sun and Shadow. This might be it. This might... Wow, it's really fucking dark in here.
Slowly now. Right.
Hello? Is everyone still there? Following your lead. Yes, my friend?
Eyes open.
Hopefully I get some kind of bonus to stealth because it's so dark. Man, it's dark as a mug. Here we go. If I finish the game within the next hour, are you going to keep streaming or end off with this? Yeah, if I finish relatively soon, I'm going to play some Sunless Sea afterwards. Ring of Searing Flames, just on this random ash body. Oh, yeah, that can go away. Concerned. I'm concerned. That looks important up there and dramatic. Discovered the Walk of Souls. Oh! That reminds me. What's my new ability? Steps to the wheel. Oh, it's a usable thing. Once per rest, fast. Ooh, an AoE paralyze. What? And sicken. What? I like that. I like that. The Watcher gives his or her foes a glimpse into the afterlife by displacing their souls, momentarily paralyzing them and leaving them sickened. Oh, that's nice. Is it like I can place... Oh, I can place it, too. It doesn't have a huge range, but it's a big AoE, and it's foe only, right? I believe? Yeah, it's foe only. God, that's great. I'm happy to have that. I wish I'd had that earlier in the game. Keep wanting to go make your dinner, but you don't want to miss anything. Invested a lot of time in watching this playthrough. Yeah, well, I think we're very close to the end here. I can't say for sure. What's going on? Oh, here come all the souls. And they're lighting stuff up. Oh, that's convenient. Turn on your hot light! Random Neil Diamond song there. Wow. So, that's what I carried all these souls with me for. To light the place. Holy shit, this is cool. They put some work in on that.
A city to put all others to shame. And long lost.
Many spirits stir here, edged with anger, violence.
I would have brought a torch if you'd asked.
Can you do that again? I had something in my eye. I missed most of it.
Palagina's like, this place, it still looks too vulnerable to cannons. Kinda sucks it's only one per rest, though. Means you might only get to use it once. Well,
Steady does it.
I could rest if I need to rest, you know what I'm saying? Like, presumably, I'm gonna get in some fights before the end of this thing. Well, I might not use it at all. I mean, I might use it on the last battle ever, but I might not even use it before then. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm very nervous, actually. I think I was lulled into a false sense of security by how easy that last area was, and now they're gonna fucking drop the hammer on me. Now they're gonna drop the hammer. I have a feeling. It's gonna hurt. Gonna hurt. Look at the hex pattern here. What's that all about? I don't know. What I do know is this. We will explore the rest of Sun and Shadow and presumably end the game in our next episode. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity.